Hello guys, this is our tutorials, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to create a spill transition in Realflow and C4D, and this is the preview of what it's gonna look like as always. Okay, so I'm gonna go over this preview. So first text we have, it says splash, and then the liquid comes in and it hits the text, it splashes on it, and then as you can see here it makes a transition into another text. So, and the other text says transition. So that's basically what we're going to be creating today. Okay, so for this tutorial you'll need a plugin called C4D Realflow plugin, and you can get it for free on my website. The link to my website is on my channel. Okay, so once you have the plugin and you installed it, open up C4D. Alright, so once you're in C4D, go to Objects menu. Oops, don't do that. Hold on Objects menu and then select Plane. And then here in Objects tab, change the width of the plane to 10,000 and the height to also 10,000. Okay, so 10,000 by 10,000. Now go to MoGraph, MoText, and change the text to whatever you like. I'll just change it to text 1. It's gonna say text 1. Change the font to whatever you like also, and let's make the height of the text a little bit smaller, like 140, because the bigger it is, the more it requires, more liquid it requires. Okay, and now let's change the alignment to middle. As always, it's easier to work with that. Okay, and caps, let's go to caps, fillet cap, and cap, fillet cap. Just customize the text whatever you like. That's not the point of the tutorial. So I'll just quickly customize it. Okay, so once you're done customizing the text, select it, hold Control, hit C on the keyboard, hold Control again, hit V on the keyboard, and that's gonna duplicate the text. Okay, so now select the second text and go to Objects tab and change it. And I'm gonna change mine to text 2, just for an example. Okay, and make sure that they're decently similar in size. Okay, so if you have to trim it a little bit, then do so. Okay, so now select the first text and hit C on the keyboard and right click on it. Click on Select Children. Hit C again, right click on it again, select children again, and right click once again, final time, and click on connect objects and delete. Okay, so now you have this non-editable text which says motext 2, and it shouldn't say that, but it does because, you know, it creates a new object and it has to say that. Okay, so motext, now click on the first text. Okay, and hit C again, do the same thing, and right click on select children, hit C again, right click again, select children again, and once again right click and click on connect objects and delete. Okay, so now you have created the second text, which is an object and it's non-editable anymore. Alright, so do your editing of the text before you do this step. Okay, so now go to plugins, and this is where Realflow C4D plugin comes in. So yeah, go to plugins, Realflow SD exporter. Alright, and so now click on this little button to change your location where you want to save it. So in this case I'll save it to my desktop. So click on desktop, change the file name, spill transition, okay, and click save. Now let's change the end frame to 200, just so we have enough space to work with. Excuse me. Alright, so now let's click add all and click on export. Okay, so now let's save this C4D file. So go to file, save as, select where you want to save it and change the name of it, spill transition. That's what I'm gonna save it as. Okay, and click save. That's in case this crashes and we lose it. Okay, because we'll need it, and if it crashes, then basically our project is done. You have to redo it. So now go to Realflow. Okay, and this screen pops up here. Change the project name. So again, spill transition. Okay, and make sure to remember where you saved it. So here, remember the full path and location. Okay, so you'll need it later, and then create a new project. Click on that. Alright, so now go to import at the top, click on object, then go to desktop, and find, or go wherever you want, wherever you saved that file or exported that file. So in this case, I exported my text, both of the texts and the plane, to desktop, and it's called spill transition SD file. So select it, click open, and it imports two of the texts and the plane. And use the Alt button, Alt key on your keyboard and your mouse to move around. Alright, so now let's create a emitter. Okay, so go to emitter tab, or whatever it's called, particle fluid menu. I always keep forgetting what these are called. Okay, so go into that and click on square, and let's just position the camera above it. Hit W on the keyboard and kind of position it. Oops, wrong button. Position it in the center of the text. Alright, so once it's in the center, hit R on the keyboard and resize it. So just make it bigger than the text. Much bigger, actually. Okay. So that's pretty good. That's gonna be a lot of liquid, actually. Okay, now hit W again, and let's zoom out and drag it up above the text so that you won't be able to see it with the camera, just far enough up. Alright, now go to node parameters and change the speed to maybe 8. Okay, so if you select the, again, if you missed this, if you select the emitter, go to node parameters here, and the last tab, which is called square because it's a square emitter, and yeah, here it should say the speed. Okay, so change it to 8, and then view random, change that to 0.7, and h random again to 0.7. Okay, and that's quite important, so make sure you do that. Alright, so now let's run a test. Actually, no, never mind. Now let's go to frame 10. So go to frame 10, and with your emitter selected, click on speed, then right click on it and click on add key, and then go to frame maybe 12 and change the speed to 0. And right click on speed again and click on add key again. So that's gonna, what it's gonna do is it's gonna emit the fluid for 10 frames, and then on frame 11 and 12 it starts going down, and on frame 12 is gonna be 0, so it's not gonna be emitting any fluid by then. Alright, so now let's just click simulate. Actually, now go to frame 0 and then hit simulate to run a test of what it's gonna look like. So we can see it's a pretty compacted liquid, and yeah, that's what we want. So make sure you have a compacted liquid, and it's gonna take quite a long time once it comes in contact with text. So I'll be back once it's done. Alright, so I simulated up to the point where it completely covers the text, or both of our texts. So that looks pretty good. Make sure it completely covers the text. Okay, so at frame 20 it seems to cover the text completely, and at frame 15 it comes in contact with the text, and that's important to know. So In yours it might be different. In yours it might come in contact at a different time, and it might cover the text at a different time also. So yeah, make sure you you run a test like this and know when it's gonna come into contact. And after you run the test, and after you know when it comes in contact, don't change any of the settings here. So you have to change the settings before this. Alright, so, well, you can change the resolution and quality, but don't change the speed and vrandom and hrandom. That's gonna mess it up. Alright, so now we can I'm gonna go to frame 16, and this next part is really hard to explain, so just do what I do, and hopefully you will understand, but you don't really need to understand this. So select the first text. It might actually say the opposite. It might say text 2, but it is text 1, and text 1 will be green, so that's how you know you selected it. And then go to node parameters and click on node tab, and now right click on, actually no, never mind, let's go to the frame where the text is completely covered by the liquid. So at this in this case it's frame 19. Okay, so now select simulation on text 1, right click and click on add key and make sure it's active. It says active. Okay, and go to frame 20 and change the simulation to inactive. So click here, change it to inactive, and right click and click on add key. Alright, so what we have done is we have this text which has dynamics active, so it reacts with the liquid when it comes in contact with it, and once it reaches frame 20, or in your case it might be a different frame, it goes inactive, so that fluid passes right through it. It ignores it. Okay, so now we have to do the opposite thing with the other text. So now go to frame 19, select mode text 2, or the second text, whatever second text you have, and change the simulation to inactive on frame 19 or the earlier frame, and right click on simulation, click on add key, and then go to frame 20 or wherever frame in your case, and whatever next frame, and change the simulation to active, and right click on simulation, click on add key. Alright, so now let's run a test. So let's click reset first of all. So click reset, yes, and click simulate, go to frame 0 and hit simulate. Actually no, I'll save this so in case it crashes it'll be saved. Sorry. Okay, and hit simulate, and I'll be back once it's done. Alright, I'm back, and I just realized that there's a problem with what we have because I didn't add gravity. So yeah, sorry about that guys, we might have to fix this. So yeah, as you can see, it rendered, it works perfectly, but if we add gravity, our fluid is going to behave a little bit differently. So you can either choose to have it like this, which is it's actually going to behave as if it's in space, which is not too bad either. As you can see, it kind of bounces up and just goes all over the place. But if you want gravity, then you can add it right now. So go to daemon menu and select gravity. Okay, and sorry, once again you're gonna have to render this and see what happens. So again, I'm gonna have to render this, but there seems to be not a problem here. The fluid seems to be pretty compacted still, so yeah, we have no problem once we change it to gravity. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I'm just gonna stop the simulation because I think it's fine, everything's fine, so I'm gonna hit reset again. Okay, and this is gonna be your final render. We are ready to finally render this with meshes and all that. So select your emitter and change the resolution to a higher resolution. So if you go like 3, it's gonna be much better, but I'm gonna keep it at 1 since I wanted to render much quicker or simulate much quicker. Okay, so I'm gonna change it to 1. And viscosity, the more viscosity, the more it's like oil. The less viscosity, the more it's like water. So yeah, that's the gist of viscosity. You can change that if you like. Okay, but resolution makes the liquid better, but I'm not gonna make it higher. Alright, so now let's select the emitter and go to mesh menu and click on particle mesh render kit, and if you've done it correctly, it should include the emitter already in here if we click this little plus beside it. But if it's not there, then right click on particle mesh render kit and click on insert emitters, or insert all emitters if you want to insert all of them. Alright, and then click on particle mesh render kit to select it, and then change the polygon size to 0.02. Depends on your computer's speed. The less the polygon size, the better the liquid looks, but it's not gonna it's gonna take a longer time to mesh it. So yeah, keep that in mind. So I'm gonna change it back to 0.05 because I don't want it to take forever to mesh. Okay, so that's basically it. Now you can hit simulate, go back to frame 0, hit simulate, and it's gonna mesh as well as simulate the liquid. Okay, so that's the advantage to that, to simulating and meshing at the same time, is that you can at any time click simulate and it's gonna stop simulation. But if you simulate and then you mesh it, you can't actually stop the process, so you're gonna have to simulate all the way to 200 frames, and if there's something you don't like, there's no longer anything you can do about it. So this option is better, to simulate and render at the same time, or to simulate and mesh at the same time. So yeah, I'll be back once it's done, guys. Alright guys, so we're basically done. It's almost done meshing. It wasn't done completely, but I decided to stop it there because that's good enough for the tutorial, for the demonstration. So yeah, just make sure to save the file, the actual Realflow file. So go to File, Save Project, and close it. Okay, and let's go back to C4D, and this is also an important part in C4D where we're gonna have to work with compositing of the both text. So yeah, go to Plugins, Realflow, and go to Realflow Mesh Importer. Okay, and click on this little button here. That's gonna select your file path where you want to find the meshes. So go to, in this case it's computer C. So find your project for Realflow, your Realflow project, and it's gonna be users, alright, tutorials, scenes, and these are the projects. And the one specific project that I was working on is Spill Transition. So open that, and then open meshes, and then if you meshed it more than once, then you might find that there's more than one like mesh. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's gonna say like 1 2 3 15, and then again it's gonna start from 1. So make sure to select the latest one, the one that you the final mesh. So yeah, let's select frame 2 and click open. It might crash right now because C4D always crashes the first time. Yep, crashed when loading big meshes. So that's why I saved it. That's why I said it's important to save it. So let's open it again. Don't send. Alright, again, mesh importer. We're gonna have to find the file path again. And yeah, this is an old computer. It's actually not a bad computer, but it's old, and I'm actually getting a new one in a couple of days, maybe weeks. I already bought it, but it hasn't shipped yet, so yeah, hopefully it'll ship soon. Okay, and it's actually quite a beast gaming computer. So C4D is gonna run faster on it. But besides that, let's get on with the tutorial. So yeah, let's see frame 15. So as you can see, the meshes did work. So if we go to frame 15, frame 20, that's what happens. The meshes did indeed work. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the only problem here is that the text filled up with liquid, but that's alright. That's up. You can change that if you want. Actually, yeah, final thing I almost forgot to do is the thing with the text. So let's go to frame 15. Okay, frame 15, and right click on the first text and go to C4D tags and go to compositing. Okay, and excuse me, click and hold Control and click on all of these little dots here so they turn red. Okay, and also these ones, all of them, all of the dots. Alright, self-shadowing, yes. Okay, and then at frame, let's see, when does the second text come in? I guess the second text comes in at about frame 16. So at frame 16, deselect all of that on text 1. Okay, deselect all of these things and hold Control and again keyframe them. Okay, hold Control and click, left click all of them. Okay, and then do the same thing, or actually quite the opposite thing with the next text. But first we have to go back to frame 16. Okay, and yeah, right click on the second text and go to C4D tags and then click on compositing. Alright, and when you're frame 15, deselect all of these things. Okay, and hold Control and click on the little dots to keyframe them. There we go. And then go to frame 16 and select all of these things. Let's see, select. Alright, and hold Control and yeah, just keyframe them too. My mouse is a little bit, has a height sensitivity, I'll have to change that later. Alright, actually no, we don't need compositing background. Okay, there we go. Alright, so if we go to frame, let's say 84, yeah, so you can see two texts, so both of them. So you might say that's a problem, but it's actually not a problem, because if I render this, you're only gonna be able to see the second text. You're not gonna be able to see the first text. But if we go here to the beginning, where it's not even covered by water yet, you can only see the first text. Alright, so yeah, it worked. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the tutorial, guys. One more thing I'll say is you can texture them. So this mesh, it's texturable as anything else is texturable. So if you can create a texture, you can put it onto the mesh and you can set up a lighting scene, but I'm not going to do that because this tutorial is already pretty long. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, please thumbs up the video and comment, and see you guys next time.